Now we are live.
Oh, wow. It didn't even need a new link.
No, it says meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Wow. It didn't even need a new link.
No, it says meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Wow. It didn't even need a new link.
No, it says you guys, it's been from last year as 2 backings.
Hey, guys. See you on the other side. You're going to be great.
We're back in action for CONA 2020. Tonight, we've got highlights from plenary and more.
Good evening. I'm Payne Gronemeyer from the Commonwealth of Virginia.
And I am Delaney Donahue from Oklahoma.
And this is CONA Connected. If at any time during our live stream you have questions for us, let us know. We will be answering questions at the end of the segment. This can be anything from CONA itself, media, or other questions you would like us to answer.
Yes, please. Media would love to hear from you guys.
Of course, we would. So, Delaney, how does it feel to be back here together a year later, but online?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, Payne. I miss the mountain, but the Blue Ridge spirit is still living on in all of our returning delegates and new delegates. This experience has been different, but I'm glad to be returning to work with a fabulous media team for the second year now.
Although I miss the Black Mountain, I'm thrilled to be able to be on this virtual mountain of great debate and media family. So now we will go to our recap portion of our live stream. Today was the big day, plenary. Everyone gathered together in one big Zoom meeting to debate the top 8 proposals here at the 53rd Conference on National Affairs. Many delegates brought out great arguments in their intense speeches and held on to their seats as they were waiting to be called on by the PO. Congrats to all delegates and proposal authors. I was honored to ask an NTDQ myself as a media delegate. It was a very special experience. Next up in our live stream, we will have the chant videos of North Carolina and Florida. They are from Florida?
They are? Let's check them out.
I come with something for you. Florida, baby, Florida, Florida, Florida. Who's that coming with something for you? Florida, baby, Florida, Florida. Right out here in front of all these people, let me hear your Florida Eagle. Florida Eagle. Florida, be rocking it. I'll be rocking it. What's it like, Florida? It's like war.
Wasn't that awesome?
Looks like this will be our North Carolina chant coming up here.
Get 2 claps in the hoop state. Hoop state. I come with something for you. Florida, baby, Florida, Florida, Florida. Who's that coming with something for you? Florida, baby, Florida, Florida. Right out here in front of all these people, let me hear your Florida Eagle. Florida Eagle. Florida, be rocking it. I'll be rocking it. What's it like, Florida? It's like war.
Those are some states that definitely have some delegation spirit.
Indeed, but as a Virginian, we don't chant.
This morning, Oklahoma's very own Cameron Olber officiated a wedding between the entire Maryland and Texas delegations. And guess what? He did it completely in German. Thus, Marilexis was formed. Let's take a look.
Schätzen, suchen und behalten. Wenn gut und schlecht, bis der Tod dich ist. Decent Man, Texas, als ihren legalen Ehemann. Lieben, schätzen, beschützen und behalten in Gut und Schlecht, bis der Tod dich nimmt. Vater im Himmel, wir danken dir, dass du diese beiden verliebten Personen verbunden hast. Wir beten dies, dass sie ihre Liebe wahren. Machen Sie ihre Liebe praktisch und geben Sie ihnen Herzen der Geduld und Vergebung. Heute übergeben wir diese Ehe an Sie. Mit der Macht, die mir die deutsche Bundesregierung übertragen hat, spreche ich Sie als Mann und Frau aus. Ihr seid nicht und niemals Texas und Maryland. Ihr seid jetzt und immer mehr Marylanders. Du kannst die Frau küssen.
Wow, what a beautiful ceremony to witness.
That was quite a ceremony, if I do say so myself.
I'm gonna have to call Cameron Olbert for my wedding. Now, we would like to introduce our special guest for this evening, Katie Meade from the Missouri Delegation. We're gonna ask her a few questions. Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing great. So our first question is, have you been to Kona before?
Yes, this is my third Kona.
Awesome. So being a returning delegate to Kona, what is your experience like on a state level back in Missouri?
So I currently serve as the youth governor. So it's super fun, and I actually do the judicial branch in my state. So it's a little different, but it's cool being in a legislative position now.
Awesome.
What was the preparation like going into Kona this year? And as youth governor, I'm sure that takes on like more responsibilities.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Missouri delegation, the hardest part was trying to meet everyone and get to know everybody. And this week has definitely helped with that. Personally, my proposal, I wrote a completely different proposal and changed it the night before. And I'm actually really glad I did. So it's been definitely a long process with lots of research and time to put into that.
Okay, so the conference has definitely been different this year. So what's been your favorite part about virtual Kona?
For me, actually, I've been to Kona 3 times. In the past 2 years, I've been really, really quiet. So this has definitely been my favorite Kona. I feel like I've spoken up a lot more and let myself be heard. And my favorite part this year is like I don't have that fear. And I know that's not like related to online, but it just helps so much. And I can't see myself ever going back to being quiet.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely great to see people return to Kona year after year and kind of grow as a person and learn to, use their voice.
Definitely. That was a great proposal, and you made it all the way to plenary. What was it like? And did you feel like it was intense, especially the vote?
Yeah, so I really liked the way I presented my proposal in like first committee hearing group, and I felt really good about it, but I'm not really sure if I expected it to move on. So finding out that I made it on, like I was running around my kitchen, it was kind of funny. I actually sent it in, but then today I was really, really nervous. It didn't really hit me until this morning, and then the votes. Yeah, I'm sure you all saw my shocked face when I saw when they came up, but passing by one vote was definitely probably a little crazy, but it was definitely worth it.
That was such an intense moment. I remember like the first thing I looked at once the screen popped up was your face, and just the being taken back and being able to watch that proposal was wonderful.
So my next question for you would be just throwing it back to the mountain. What's been your favorite mountain memory?
My favorite mountain memory. Oh my gosh, I have so many. Oh geez. Probably delegation meetings. I just love them so much. I love just talking with my delegation after a good day or a bad day or a stressful day or a long day. And it's just so good to be able to reflect with all of them. And I'm really missing that right now. And we're doing it online. It's just a little different in person, but I still like doing it.
And I guess my question for you would be relating back to the mountain. What is your favorite Eureka treat flavor / topping?
That's important.
So I've only had one Eureka treat ever, and it was probably the Oreo one, and it was pretty good. So
Yes, a classic Oreo topping. Well, I think those are all our questions for you. So thank you so much.
awesome.
Yeah,
thank you guys so much.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Now to our proposal of the day video with Ania Booker-Smith from the Oklahoma delegation. Media's Riley Potter sat down and asked her a few questions.
Hello, Kona delegates, and welcome to the proposal of the day, where we highlight one excellent proposal each day and discuss it with the author. My name is Riley Potter from the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I'm here today with Amaya Booker-Smith from Oklahoma and the author of proposal number 114. The title of her proposal is to rewrite the JCPOA agreement between the P5+1 and Iran. So this sounds a little confusing, so let's just start off by letting you briefly explain what all your proposal is about.
Okay, well, the JCPOA, or the Iran nuclear deal, is the Joint Comprehensive Plan, which is basically an agreement between Iran and the United Nations. It was used to put restrictions on Iran's nuclear use, such as uranium mines and the uranium products and gas centrifuges, which are cylinder sort of metal cylinder boxes that mix around the uranium and help turn into a fuel source for their nuclear weapons. And so my proposal is just about how in 2015 we created this proposal, and then 2018 Donald Trump pulled out of the deal because he just didn't feel like it was working that well for him. So my proposal is to put us back into the deal with Iran, while also changing some of the security measurements and adding a peace treaty to the deal.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds very important. Definitely, anything with that kind of manpower is definitely something we need to be focused on. So it's very interesting proposal. So how did you decide to come up with this idea?
Well, it was really it took me a while. I went through like 5 different ideas, and this was actually the only one that I had to deal with the military for me, or had to deal with United Nations and something outside the country. But no, yes, it took me a lot to get through this one. I decided that I wanted to do something that went outside of the country. I wanted to do something with the United Nations that included more than just America, the country of America. And so I've always been, disagreement with Iranians have always been something big to me. I feel like we shouldn't be this way, and that there's something different that we can do to help with Iran and try and get back on a peaceful situation with Iran. And so that's why the Conference of National Affairs kind of really helped me with that. I wanted to do something that included Iran, that would move us forward in our fight with Iran, while also taking care of our country.
How do you think your committee is going to take it?
I think they would take it well. A lot of people in my committee are, of course, United Nations. They have something to do with amendments or something to do with the UN. So I believe that my proposal is mostly about trying to find peace and trying to find security. And so I believe that they would take it very well.
Yeah. So going off of that a little bit, is there anything like super confusing that you think the people in your committee are just not going to understand? Do you want to like clear it up now?
My proposal, I believe that I've outlined everything. If there's anything confusing, they can of course ask me about it. But right now, no, I believe I've cleared everything up and everything's pretty easy to understand.
Yeah. So what is one thing that you really feel like you want your audience and the other delegates to really get out of your proposal?
Like I said before, the peace in it. My proposal is mostly about trying to get back on a great base with Iran. So most of my proposal is about trying to find peace and trying to find security and trying to get back to a better playing field with Iran. And so, well, one thing I want them to take away from it is not that this is about putting another attack on Iran, or this is about adding military. No, this is about taking away military and treating Iran as another country, treating it as its own identity, and creating peace with it.
Yeah, I definitely think peace is a really good way to get people to stay on your side, because everyone wants peace. Who doesn't want peace? So I think that at this point, we definitely gained a better understanding of what your proposal is all about, and the media team wishes you luck for your proposal to go a long way. I thank you for joining me, and congratulations on being today's proposal of the day.
Wow, that was so interesting. And Amia has been doing phenomenal so far in virtual Kona.
Seems like she put a lot of work into her proposal, and deservedly so. Was the proposal of the day.
Yeah. Well, it is time for our live Q&A session. Sorry. So we are so hyped to answer your questions. So we are going to start off. Payne is going to read the question, and then we'll both answer it, and then we'll alternate.
So first question of tonight is, I believe Riley asked this. For all our new delegates, how did Oklahoma come to be?
Do you want to start?
I guess I can give my side of it. I know it has to do with our advisors becoming very, very good friends. And I was told this after the fact that Delaney and I were able to host together on the first night last year. That kind of started an Oklahoma thing where we kind of made a little connection. And turns out our advisors had been great friends the whole time, and it's kind of just carried on.
Yeah, so Payne and I anchored on the first broadcast on the first night at Kona last year on the mountain, and we just kind of became fast friends from then on. And then we found out that our advisors actually knew each other like on the mountain years before, and they are currently friends. So
if I'm not mistaken, it's something with a coffee pot in Jennifer's room, and Sharon wanted a drink of coffee. That's what I remember specifically. Something with coffee at a previous conference. So I guess that puts Oklahoma together. Yeah.
So our next question is, in your opinion, is the first day of the week Sunday or Monday?
I'm going to go straight up here with Monday, because Sunday, I feel like I often will have something on Sunday, and it's like the end of the week, it's the 2-day, and it's like, okay, you know what? Tomorrow, gotta, going on the commute, gotta, it's Monday. It's like time to get to work kind of thing. So I'm going to solid Monday.
I'm going to have to say Sunday. And
okay.
Sunday, rise up. There are 7 days in a week. So Sunday is the first day because it starts Sunday and then down.
So third question, what is y'all's favorite state mascot?
I would have to say that Oklahoma, we have actually been trying to, in our chat, we've been trying to decide on a mascot, actually. We haven't even decided on ours yet. And it's come down from a stuffed orca whale, and his name is Bartholomew, or Barry for short. And then one of our delegates, he actually owns cows, and so we're calling them the Kona cows as one of them. And then the last one is our very own Carter Deerlow. Carter is waving right now. So we actually haven't decided, but it's come down to those three things. But my current favorite would have to be the Oklahoma mascot from last year, which was a stuffed Woody the Sheriff from Toy Story. And our delegation would just take him around everywhere. And we started an Instagram account for him too, which was really exciting.
I think if I had to choose out of your three Oklahoma runs right now, I think my vote would go to Carter. You can let him know that. And oh my gosh, I remember last year they had the huge debate with the Mario from Wisconsin, or one of the northern states.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was pretty cool. But Virginia, we had rubber ducks, and that was like our thing, was we had to have this rubber duck everywhere. Everywhere we went, we had rubber duck checks, and if you didn't have it, big trouble. So we had all out our rubber ducks, and there's always like a little motivation thing, and you had your duck in your pocket wherever you went. So I'd say rubber duck for sure.
That's sweet. Okay, and our last question is a hot dog a sandwich? And apparently this is currently this is a current Virginia debate.
Yes, it is. We've been going on, and not surprised that this question was asked because it's been a continuous debate among our evening meetings. I believe I said no because it's like a sandwich is a sandwich and a hot dog's a hot dog. I think it's pretty simple, but others see it others see it in different ways, and I respect their opinion.
I would have to say because a hamburger is basically like a piece of meat and other toppings between two pieces of bread, a hot dog is essentially the same thing. So why is like a piece of meat between two pieces of bread like a ham sandwich a sandwich, but a hot dog isn't? So I
It's
say
very
it,
true. Yeah. No, it can there's good pro and con in our
this is
Kona
why
terms for
it's
each.
say, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could totally make a Kona on hot dog. Is a Kona a proposal on if it's a sandwich or not? So we actually do have two questions which have come in. Um, One will be, this is actually for me. How did it feel to be a media delegate and get to ask an NDTQ? I can say to that I really enjoy it. It was something that I feel like last year I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go in front of all these people if I want to do it. And we were doing so much with video recording and so much on the mountain. It was actually really hard to find time to go. So I never ended up doing it. But at the same time, this year I was like, you know what? Okay, I have to do this. It'd be so cool. And beforehand, I was actually like, my body was shaking the whole time. Before I even had my hand raised, just being in plenary, I was just like kind of shaking and like freaking out, like, oh my gosh. And it was literally, I was saying a one sentence and it was a yes or no question. But still, that shows the excitement and how big of a deal it is in order to participate in plenary and be at Kona as a whole. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad my state could all hype me up throughout it. So that was a lot of fun.
And our last question is what upcoming meetings
I feel like it might be media.
what upcoming media project are you most excited for? Well, tomorrow we are, or no, Friday, I'm sorry. Friday, we are hosting another live stream, if I'm not mistaken, in the morning. And so I'm very excited for that. And then I think either by tomorrow or Friday, we're putting another podcast episode out. So if you want to listen to that, you can go to anchor.fm/BRJKona and listen to it. We have 4 whole episodes out right now. So be looking for the 5th one.
I would say we've been tasked with doing a nice little video for tomorrow's evening assembly, and I'm so excited to work on that. And I'm also working on a Youth Advocacy Days article, and it'd be really cool to connect with fellow delegates in addition to myself that were able to attend it. And I think it's going to be a nice last 2 days here of media. You know, you guys may be done with the debating, but hey, the media production, we don't stop. We never sleep. We keep on the grind, and we're excited to get that material out to you guys.
That is very true. Media is always putting content out. So I think that concludes our live Q&A session. So thank you so much for the awesome questions, guys. We're all really excited to be sharing this amazing journey with you this week during our virtual conference. And we're so proud of all delegates who have given their proposals, and even if they didn't pass in GA or if they made it to Plen in their first years, which is the coolest thing ever because we had some kids do that. We're also really proud of all the awesome debate that we've been hearing, and we are so appreciative of the advisors and Y staff, and of course our presiding officers because they're awesome.
They have done so much work in order to keep this conference online. We couldn't have done it without them.
Definitely.
So let's run down what's happening for tomorrow, which is unfortunately our last day of virtual Kona. Morning announcements will be posted at noon Eastern time, and the awards ceremony will start at 7 and end at 8:30 Eastern time. And media will be working all day.
Yes, we will. Okay, so we will be here all week to keep you updated on the rest of virtual conference. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. From
From
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, have a good night.